Only 640 KTIB.
Danny Jambalaya here with my band Cajun Lightfoot. Fly me to the moon, but let me bring my spoon. You are now entering the land of red beans, Perrellings, Zuzu Queens, and a slot machine.
It's now time for Soul in Your Bowl with host Johnny Jambalaya Percle of Nottoway Plantation and Friends. A treasure hunt for the great cooks and musicians throughout South Louisiana. Soul in Your Bowl brought to you by Rouse's Supermarkets, your locally owned grocer. And now here's your host, Johnny Jambalaya Percle.
Plenty swimps, and there's the two. Singing hello, darling, while stirring the roux for you.
The band that gave standing room only performances in Vegas, Tahoe, Hollywood, and major showrooms across the nation. The band that performed and recorded with such greats as the Righteous Brothers, the Buffalo Springfield, B.B. King, Otis Redding, and many more. The Blue-Eyed Soul Show that you've been waiting to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Boogie King.
I tell you what it ain't, big boy. It ain't dialogue this morning. I can tell you up front. Listeners, if you're listening, give us a call at 447-9006. Let us know how we're doing. If we sound good, you can thank Mr. James Belanger, who set us up this morning. My name is Gene Richard. I'm just a innocent bystander this morning. We're doing Soul in the Bowl with Johnny Percle and his friends. Johnny, introduce your friends, and let's have a good time this morning.
Good morning, everybody. God, how can you start a show like this, man? It's a humble feeling. At the risk of sounding corny, it doesn't get any better than this.
You bet.
Yeah. We're sitting across from two treasures. I mean, the first two that I went get. Lifelong friends, man. I mean, these guys are your friends. You got some great ones. One is the greatest cook I've been around. I mean, since teenage years, Danny and I have always started to burn.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you.
We've had some good times in and out of commercial kitchens. Catered a movie in Ocala, The Long Hot Summer.
Oh, yeah.
God, we go way back. Danny currently is at Cafe Milana doing a fabulous job. But
oh, yeah. Enjoying it over there.
We'll talk about his roots, man. He goes back to the Balella's days. Danny started working there at what age?
13.
13 years
Cleaning
old.
tables.
I remember that. Sitting in there, and there you are busting. I was kind of jealous, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You get to see all them pretty girls coming.
Oh, Lord, every Sunday.
Be with Luella all the time.
All the time, all the time. I see you every now and then.
I bet she'd fuss you if you got out of line, too.
You better believe it.
Oh, man, she stayed fussing me.
She still fusses.
It's a great feeling. Danny did bring a great dish, man. I want to give special thanks first to Rouse's for making the show possible. It's another dream come true for me. To KTIB, man, they've been really good to me. I'm privileged and honored to be in the KTIB family now. To Nottoway Plantation, Cindy Hidalgo, our general manager. Thank you so much, man, for the support and considerations. My beautiful wife, Terry, for all of her support. And the great staff at Nottoway that allows me to be here today. We got a lunch with about 200 and something people, and they're going to handle it with class and professionally, and, you know, it's just a wonderful feeling to be here. Freeman, special thanks this morning for letting Danny go over there this morning. Thank you, Randy.
Yeah, Randy, thanks.
For Danny to prepare this dish that we're about to talk about. And the smell's been driving us crazy. Gene already jumped into it.
I'm sitting next to it.
I know what you're doing. Couldn't wait to sample it once we got on the air. I'm going to let Danny explain it a little bit. It's a roasted eggplant and fried oyster appetizer. Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, well, I tell you, the name says it all, Johnny. We hit a good one here. It's on the appetizer menu at Cafe Milano, and it's one of the best sellers. Very simple dish. It's not low calories. Got a few calories in it, but it's delicious. It is. It's a good one.
That ain't why people go out and eat.
No,
That's right.
no. But I think Gene enjoyed it, and
oh man, you gave me a little preview of it at Freeman's show.
Yeah,
God.
It's hard to beat.
Go ahead and tell us about it.
Well, it's just oven roasted eggplant and put in a casserole dish, and after
when you oven roast eggplant, you brush it with olive oil?
Yeah, brush with a little olive oil. Put it in the oven and cook it just till it's tender. We take it out of the shell after that. Put it in a casserole dish. Fry some oysters.
About how long you roast it?
It's about 45 minutes
Yeah.
or so, yeah, depending on the oven. If they run a little hot, it might be a few minutes less.
Yeah.
That's about what it run. And right now it's a good time for it because the Louisiana Oysters are,
Ooh, they popping.
oh, right now, man.
They're good. They're fat. They're good. They're salty.
Wonderful. They're wonderful. So we got some good Grand Isle oysters there, and fry them and put them with the roasted eggplant. Then we do something the sauce. That's what finishes it.
That's where the flavor profile is.
Roasted garlic and heavy cream. You can't beat those two. You can't beat that.
And butter.
And a little butter. Oh yeah, you can eat about 2 bites and you're full.
We were just talking the garlic. You roast that off.
Yeah, roasted garlic.
Put a little olive oil to it.
Yeah.
You put it in aluminum foil.
A little aluminum foil, and we put a little touch of cream in there when you're roasting the garlic.
Really?
Sweetens it up.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
You roast it off, and what? It oozes out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You look at it hard, and it falls apart, man.
Oh man.
Good stuff.
And that directs the flavor profile differently than if you mince it and saute it. And
Totally taste,
know.
roasted garlic, totally different taste.
Certainly.
Chopped garlic.
Same with
It's
bell
not
peppers and
smoother
stuff when you do that.
Yeah, a lot smoother, a lot sweeter.
So after you lay the roasted eggplant down, and I was watching you.
Yeah.
You came out with all them hot fried oysters.
Hotter the grease, the better.
Oh, and then you
crispy.
spoon that garlic cream sauce over it.
Over there.
And let me tell you what, man,
That's
you
right.
put this in your bowl, and
That's right. You got something
your
good.
soul
Johnny.
is in orbit.
Delicious. It's delicious.
Oh, Danny. Danny, I just, this is where we at today, but, man, it goes a long way back, huh?
Many Mardi Gras.
And many Mardi Gras, and, God, the cooking we did as young guys, you know?
Cooked all kind of stuff.
Looks like we are. This is what we're going to be when we grow up, huh?
I think so. I kind of like it up here. I don't like it. I might go on the radio.
I mean, Danny and I could appreciate, what it is being a chef. I mean, you make your living with spoons and knives, and
that's right.
I
hardly cut myself anymore.
I know.
I think I got it mastered now.
Yeah. Well, I got Ricky and Cookie,
Okay.
Johnny, I got one question for you. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you said you grew up with these guys. Why do they look so much younger than you? I mean, what's the deal here?
I don't know.
Get back to me on that one.
Okay. You want to wait till the break, talk about that?
Yeah, at the break, yeah. Go ahead.
You know, another good thing about this cooking show, when you watch these cooking shows on television, they're fine and dandy, but they don't give you a recipe. We got a recipe, buddy.
We're going to post it on the KTIB website.
On the website.
Right. And
if you like it, for our listeners, if they'd like to have it, give us a call. We'll make sure they get it.
We're starting out. I'm going to have some of the greatest cooks I've ever been around the first few shows. It's really important. And Danny will tell you, when we were growing up, chef was rarely used. Everybody was considered great cooks, Look, your father and your uncle, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
These guys in their day, I mean, they just suited up and showed up.
That's right.
And just did everything from scratch,
No
man.
fancy hats.
No fancy hats.
No.
And we're always, squared away being considered great cooks.
Right. And proud of their job and
Proud of their
showed up to
job.
work every day.
No shortcuts. We found some technologies. You and I talk on the phone a lot, and
That's right.
you'll share some things with me. We meet at big food shows, and you come running, man, go try this field.
That's right.
I've used it for my griots and grits now.
Yeah.
It's a great product,
That's right. That's right.
But they just did it all as purists. The technology wasn't available. It didn't matter, though. They knew one way, the old-fashioned way.
That's right.
Hard work.
That's right. They were there. I don't remember my dad ever missing a day's work,
And the hours they put in, But Balalas is renowned. I was talking to a retired trooper this morning in my kitchen. He comes drink coffee every morning.
Hold that thought for
with
1
the cooks.
second,
Okay.
Johnny. We're going to have to take a short break, go to commercial, make a few dollars for our sponsors, and hopefully pay a few bills for us, and we'll be right back.
Thought hell.
You got it.
Nobody knows Louisiana seafood like Louisiana's own Rouse's. And now that Lent is here, you'll find time-saving, money-saving ideas and suggestions throughout the store. Every afternoon from 4 till 7, we have fresh, hot-boiled seafood right out of the pot. It doesn't get any better or fresher than Rouse's. And don't miss our fabulous Friday seafood extravaganza in all our Tony's Cafe delis during Lent. Great selections like white beans and rice, fried catfish, shrimp fettuccine, and crawfish etouffee. Nobody's cooking like Rouse's. And if you're boiling your own seafood at home, Rouse's has all the seasonings and extras you need. We even have fresh salmon and tuna for the grill. Nobody saves you time and money like Rouse's. And now that Lent is here, we're even more convenient. When it comes to seafood, Louisiana comes to Rouse's, home to Louisiana's best. Here's Donald Rouse.
Thanks for allowing our South Louisiana family to serve yours.
For you tonight. Let's put your hands together and raise some sand for Roger George on the drumming. Yeah. Roger George, right here. No. Let's put your hand together for Barry Edgar over here on the congas and the timbales. Yeah. Barry Edgar. Yeah, you're right. Putting the bottom on the band, let's give a hellfire hand to Kevin Lasang on the bass. Yeah, you're right. Rounding out the rhythm section, let's put your hand together and raise some sand for Eddie Fresh over here on the guitar. Yeah. Funky knuckle. Get around to the horn section. Let's hear it for David Landry on the tenor saxophone. Yeah. Putting a little brass on the issue. Let's hear it for Johnny Totina on the trumpet. All right, John. And on the baritone sax, Mike Lupe on the baritone. All right. Yeah, and last but definitely not least, on the tenor sax, let's hear it for one and only Jimmy George himself. The tenor sax, let's hear it for one and only Jimmy George himself.
And as I told you, listeners, this definitely ain't dialogue, but we're having a good time this morning. Johnny Percle and Danny Bellella with the cooking and Jimmy George on the music side of this program. I tell you guys, I don't think it gets any better than this. What do you say about that? How about that intro?
Good one, Gene. That was live in Nottoway years ago, and Jimmy and I are going to tell that story, when we get to him, the next segment. That was great of the doctor to come out, and we put together the Bayou Lafourche Rhythm and Blues Review. Boy, we'll go ahead and tell that story in a little while, but we're going to get back to the food part. Danny and I were talking about Bellela's and, what his dad and uncle and them did, and, the years and years, and Bellela's being so renowned. Whenever you mention you're from Thibodeau, Bellela's, and that, that's what ties people together,
That's right.
This morning I had a retired trooper. He comes every morning, drinks coffee in my kitchen. Cindy, my general manager's father-in-law, Mr. Lloyd.
Okay.
And he used to be a trooper in this area, and he'd always stop in and go to the kitchen.
Go get some coffee.
Your dad in it? Yeah, but he'd go get your dad. He would bring him to his coffee that he drip
pot.
Then he'd always let him taste things and all that,
Yeah.
He said he hears about them stars they give restaurants now. He said, what would you give them?
They didn't have stars back then.
They ain't had too many stars, It was good food, man.
Yeah.
It was the last. You don't see menus that diverse anymore. I mean, they covered some ground and did it all well.
You don't see too many of a family-run, totally a family like that.
No.
I mean, Savoy's in Homer comes to mind. I mean, Mr. Jimmy's been in there years and still working it himself and stuff like him and his wife.
Emails across the river.
That's right. They got a few
the
like
Polites,
that.
but
Polites too, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
We were talking off the air, Johnny. You remember certain foods about certain restaurants.
Absolutely.
We talked about the po' boys at the College Inn on Dialogue. Bellela's, hamburger steak and a wop salad. Oh, mighty boy. You got it. And mushrooms and the flounder supreme.
Flounder
right.
supreme, that's a
I'm
good
hungry.
One.
I used to love the veal cutlets with that onion gravy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's good stuff.
Not to mention the spaghettis, the
fried chicken.
The fried chicken was...
Fried chicken.
They put it in hot boxes, man.
That's right.
The aluminum inside.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, a little rectangular box.
I used to love to go in the back in the
serve.
kitchen, man. It was just popping and,
Oh, yeah.
not realizing back when I'm real young, I may work in the kitchen one day.
Yeah.
But
they had it going on, I tell you.
Man,
it's always busy.
I can see them not cutting them steaks and, the broiler working and, and...
Dining room full of people all the time.
And you know what I noticed? They used to stay so mellow, man. You know, when the insanity started coming?
I don't know.
I went through
when
that stage,
started.
you know.
That's right.
And I had to have a good talking to myself.
You're right.
You know.
I'm still working on it.
You know, you're talking about that, Danny. Let me ask you this. The two of your waitresses, and I see Lou all the time, and Clem, I think, passed away a while back.
She sure did.
Those two ladies, and I hope Lou's listening, could insult the customer, and they loved it.
Yeah.
They flat loved it. Clem would say, "No, you don't want that. That's not good today. Eat this."
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
and I'm like, "Well, wait. You don't want that. This is what you want. And
Look,
get away with it and leave them a $10 tip when you left." You know, I'm like,
if
I gotta be crazy.
If Clem's feet were hurting, she'd sit down and take care of it.
honey, baby, my feet hurt. Hold on a minute. Hope you don't mind.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, Lou's related to me, and boy, she'd fuss me in public.
Oh yeah.
I can't say what she used to yell at me, but you know. Oh, I love her to death, though, man. My wife is falling in love with her. We saw her for Mardi Gras. And we see at the Goose. She's a story. She keeps clippings. She got a clipping she showed us, Danny, when they found the safe.
The safe, yeah.
Out in St. Mary Parish
right.
in the middle of the field.
I think that was a Christmas Eve. Somebody.
Jimmy, the old Thibodeau College after the hurricane. She got pictures, you know.
Yeah, she's got. She sent me a letter with a picture of the old Balella's restaurant and the new. It was a postcard they had years ago made, you know.
God bless her.
And,
I want to read y'all a little something, man. I've been bringing stuff on, and Gene says, here's a woman, Suzanne Arnold. I was recently in a mall in New Hampshire a few years ago where in the food court was a place called Cajun Cafe. Homesick for down-home cooking, I went to see what they offered. There was a big pan of instant rice with about 10 beans in it. I asked what it was. The girl called it red beans and rice. They also had 5 frozen crawfish they would nuke for you for $3.50. Aren't we blessed to be in South Louisiana?
That's right.
I mean, we can leave here and hit the Rouses.
I mean,
ball crawfish. Right. You know, if you don't feel like cooking, you know, you can just go there. If you feel like cooking, fresh fish, salmon, tuna steaks.
He's got it all there.
They got it all. I mean,
you walk in there in the afternoon, 5 o'clock this time of year. You smell a crawfish when the electric door opens. You know you got to go.
Yeah, you know, Danny and I hook up on the phone from our restaurants when we don't a little downtime. And last time I talked to him, he was telling me about a thing that it lit me up, you know, the way he described it. What you want to get, some short ribs?
Oh, I got some short ribs from Rouse's, and I used that not-away dressing. You heard
I heard of that stuff. Yeah.
I hear that stuff's pretty good.
It's not bad. It's not bad. You doctor it up a little. It's okay. But we took the got
you
some.
Put roasted garlic in it, by the way.
I'm gonna try that next time.
Yeah.
We did the short ribs from Rouse's with some not-away dressing on it. Let them marinate for a few hours and went ahead and put them on a pit. And I tell you, it really worked good. So that might be something to try. If you don't want salad, just throw some on the ribs, you know?
Yeah, you know what we were talking about last night that I cracked up. Seems like if you're a chef, Dan and I both agreed, you know, people are reluctant to invite you over for dinner now. They feel intimidated.
Never get invited.
What can I possibly, get off it, people?
That's right.
I mean, smother me some sticky chicken.
You better believe it.
Some pork chops.
Oh, now that goes. That's all right. Me rice and gravy.
You know, and you were saying, like your daddy, man, when he's out there with the things he likes to cook. I mean, we normal people, ain't we?
Yeah.
No, you ate at my house, so I guess it's all right.
Yeah, that's right.
See, that's a story, you know. Gene epitomizes, man. They got their careers, but they can burn.
That's right. We got a lot of what you call pro-am.
He had a gumbo going, Danny, with some hens, man. You don't see that much anymore. Some great andouille. Oh, man, it was happening. Then they were frying our fish.
Oh.
They had a commercial deep fry, man.
I got a big family.
He's got a big family. They were frying frog legs. And, all on a Mardi Gras day, man. And you could go there and stop at a lot of people. And it doesn't end, you know.
Never get tired eating all.
Went on down to Jim Lovon's after that. And after I left Gene, I was having trouble maneuvering because they were blocking off Menard, so I was zigzagging. So when I got to the corner of Menard and Audubon to get to Jim's, they had a police van, and nobody could go through it. I got Jambalaya in the back.
He let you through.
Come on through. True story.
That's right.
You can't stop the Jambalaya. I mean.
No, you got to let you through if you got food, especially down here.
But Danny, I don't think we have any regrets about being chefs. Huh?
Oh, no. I don't at all. I like it a lot, and times you kind of backed off working in the kitchens. You still
did you stuff crabs? Danny stuffed crabs, people.
Oh, yeah. We did that for a long time.
Man.
Stuffed crabs. Still makes a few things like that for people.
You still do that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. They can catch me. You know, we still do things like
If
that.
they can catch you.
Catch me,
is that
yeah.
coded for like...
yeah, you got to catch me.
All right.
But, yeah, we do still enjoy that a lot. You know that, John.
Yeah.
We talk a lot, you know. We enjoy it a lot.
You know, talking to Dr. John Sunday on there on the Mardi Gras show, and he still remembers that time at the Chaparral.
Oh, we fried sakale.
Yeah. We cooked him some sauce pecan, sakale.
That was a good party.
He was playing the Iron Horse, and
that's right.
People not aware of Chaparral. That was Mr. Lester Freeman's little party place.
That's right.
That was big in those days.
That's right.
Harry, our Bel Cowhead, had the Shoo Club.
That's right.
There was some good cooking going on.
Yes, indeed.
You know, and that's what the show's going to head to. You know, revisiting those great days when, you know, people would really cook with passion and get their little clubhouses popping. And,
oh, yeah. You always find somebody cooking something on a Friday or Saturday like that at the house.
Man, the
free suppers, you know, you don't see that
cooking in the fire stations. We're going to go remote to some really unique places in all rig.
Some of the best cooks in this area at the fire station.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Those guys eat good.
Well, Gene, we're going to have to do a show live from the fair, huh?
Oh, definitely. We got to be there for the fire.
Oh, Swamp Lede, man. Swamp.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I met his little daughter.
Hamburgers, you know.
I met Swamp Lede's daughter at Rox's the other day, you know. And, oh, he's a great cook, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I was telling you know, y'all know Swamp. I think Swamp was Thibodeau's version of the Fonz.
Yeah, I think so.
Swamp was always cool, man.
That's right.
Love music real young, Ray Charles and all. And,
he does
you
a
know?
lot.
Swamp was cool when it wasn't cool to be cool.
That's right.
All that, yeah.
Swamp still does a lot for the schools, too.
Sure he
and
does.
all that stuff, you know.
Just a typical Thibodeau guy and humble and, you know.
That's right. Good cook, too. Got a great stove over there at Protector.
Yeah.
Great stove.
What you think about this show, Danny? We're going.
Well, I tell you, I'll be back next week. Whether I'm invited or not.
You know what? One thing about this, there's always room.
I got to come
always
back.
room.
I heard who the next week's guest was going to be, and I told him, I said, you got to cook something now. I said, whether you want to or not. Now I said, I'm coming to eat. I'll be here by 11.
Let me send this out to the listeners. We're going to ease in for some shows before we go live to the Big Rouse's Food Show. But we're going to start asking for y'all help. We want y'all to send us great recipes that mean a lot to y'all and help us revisit your grandma's great sauce pecan or just about, you know, anything you remember. We always stay connected to the people we love.
That's right.
We always can say see you later by revisiting the dishes.
That's right.
So, see you later by revisiting the dishes.
That's right.
So,
you know what else, John? If there's something that they want a recipe for, they can
right
and tell you we can get it to them and get it sent over to them. You know, we share a recipe.
And if you hadn't done the recipe in a long time and you just need a few pointers and
That's right.
things like that.
That's right.
But help us share and, you know, and get the word out that we're going to get the treasures.
Yeah, we don't want anybody on the air with secret recipes.
Oh, no.
Can't talk about your recipe. Don't call us up.
Right.
We're going to start setting up a formula to get the Soul in the Bowl Cook of the Month where we'll go to each Rouse's and have a cookout. And
before we go to break, Johnny, and I know we got to get to Jimmy pretty soon, but on Danny's recipe, we got a couple of seconds here before break. Just so the listeners will know, they can pick it up on the web, www.ktib.com, or they can call us at 447-9006 or 876-6464. Finally, we've got that number down pat. And we'll be happy to give it to you on the phone or drop it in the mail. It only took me 6 months, Rainey. But here's the method real quick, okay? 1 large eggplant, season it with salt and olive oil, place it on a flat pan, cut side down, and roast it at 350 for approximately 40 minutes or so, right, Danny?
Yeah, just till it's soft.
And in a saucepan, melt some butter, slowly saute the roasted garlic, making sure it doesn't burn. Add, I'm getting hungry. I got to eat some more. Add the heavy cream and reduce it by a half. Then heat peanut oil to temperature 350. Fry the oysters crispy and set them aside. Scoop the eggplant from the shell, place in a small, shallow casserole dish. Place crispy fried oysters on top and top with wonderful garlic cream and serve hot. Boy, with that, I think we're about ready to take a break, make some money for our sponsors, hopefully pay a few bills for us. We'll be
got that
right
garlic
back.
sauce dripping down my chin.
Nobody knows Louisiana seafood like Louisiana's own Rouse's. And now that Lent is here, you'll find time-saving, money-saving ideas and suggestions throughout the store. Every afternoon from 4 till 7, we have fresh, hot-boiled seafood right out of the pot. It doesn't get any better or fresher than Rouse's. And don't miss our fabulous Friday seafood extravaganza in all our Tony's Cafe delis during Lent. Great selections like white beans and rice, fried catfish, shrimp fettuccine, and crawfish etouffee. Nobody's cooking like Rouse's. And if you're boiling your own seafood at home, Rouse's has all the seasonings and extras you need. We even have fresh salmon and tuna for the grill. Nobody saves you time and money like Rouse's. And now that Lent is here, we're even more convenient. When it comes to seafood, Louisiana comes to Rouse's. Home to Louisiana's best. Here's Donald Rouse.
Thanks for allowing our South Louisiana family to serve yours.
Soul in your bowl, I think is the way we got to say it, huh? Johnny, this morning here at Oldie 640 KTIB.
Soul in your bowl.
Oh, yeah, right. And as I told you before, listeners, today ain't dialogue. We're sitting down having a good time. I tell you what, as soon as you introduce your next guest, buddy, I'm just looking over here. I'm gonna have to do something about this recipe that I just read out over the air. It just sure made me awfully hungry. Johnny Percle here this morning with two guests, Danny Bilella that we just talked to. Johnny, go ahead and introduce your next guest.
Boy, I hope I don't get choked up.
Oh, Lord. You know, here's another guy who looks younger than you. I mean, you're not going to be able to slide this all day.
Yeah, well.
Good dye, good hair.
Man, what can you say, you know?
And lots of it.
Lots of it.
Back to John introducing him live at Nottoway, the one and only Jimmy George.
Oh, thank you. Good morning, Thibodeau.
Man, Jimmy barely got any sleep. He played a gig in Baton Rouge with a great little band. Who was the band?
Almost didn't get up. Cane Glaze.
Cane Glaze, yeah.
Played up in Gonzales.
A lot of Louisiana music.
Oh yeah, everything. Swamp pop.
Yeah.
What they call it in rock and roll.
Half Sax Will Travel. We started out with the Boogie Kings. They brought Jimmy to Texas to induct him in the Texas Music Hall of Fame with the Boogie Kings.
What a delightful experience. Yeah.
Some of the great talent in that band. John Smith is, one of the greatest saxes.
Yeah, they started in 1955.
Yeah.
So it's an old band.
G.G. Shin, Jerry Count Jackson, Ned Theall,
Dwayne Yates. Just a whole, man. You can name it. There's about 35, 38 guys that could still play in that band right now.
I got the shirt.
I see the shirt.
Famous cat.
I see the alligator, too.
Yeah, you know what? You gave me that alligator in 1981. You remember that?
I don't even remember.
I started my little catering company. I called it Gatoring. Instead of catering, I kind of did gatoring. You know, backstage catering.
I was sitting on my couch being a good little boy. Man, you come rattle me. So let's go play some music. And it's been a treat.
Boss said we'd talk about that gig at Nottoway.
Yeah.
Remember, I talked Mac into it. He had just won a Grammy for making Whoopi and In a Sentimental Mood. Yeah. And I wanted him to kind of come do a solo. And he was real reluctant to do it. And I kept badgering him. And he did it, but he wanted to be a band.
He never plays with local band. He's got his own band and union, it's a union
band.
I
said, Mac, let's do it. Play you a little solo set.
Yeah.
Then I put together all the Thibodeau guys. So he took a double take on, and I'll come play with them cats.
Yeah.
So let's explain what happened. The gig was on a Saturday night. Dr. John flew in from New York on Thursday.
On Thursday for the rehearsal.
Came out to the rehearsal. Got him back to the airport Friday morning. He had a big gig for a lot of cake, he said, in New Jersey.
Got back on the airplane.
Got up to New Jersey, did the gig, came back down Saturday to do the gig.
To do the job, yeah.
Didn't have much budget, you know, and his agent's like, well, wait, I got you this big gig. Wait, where you going? White Castle. What? Yeah, Max said, yeah, I'm going to White Castle.
Really touched me that night is he performed, 3 or 4, couple hours by himself.
Yeah.
Hour and a half with the band.
Yeah.
When everybody went home, he practiced another 4 or 5 hours. So that's how you get where Dr. John is.
Then the next morning he came in the restaurant, he wanted to eat, and every seat was taken. I had a group of seniors.
Yeah.
Man, this was too much. I said, Mac, can you wait a little while? Yeah, I'll go play. So he went sit down on that beautiful grand piano.
Yes, sir.
And all these older people were coming around, and who is that? Who is that? I said, that's Dr. John. Where does he practice? He thought he's a medical doctor. And look, the tip jar was still out there. My lady that plays piano weekend.
Yeah.
So people coming were dropping their little dot. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, what a wonderful guy. And well, you know what that did that night? It was magical, and I got it recorded. We're gonna over the show. We're gonna play some. You know,
it was, John. It started. What did you call it? A mission to
another zone?
preserve, and bring in great musicians when we can get them.
But the Thibodeau cats just perform with it, man.
Well,
you know,
I think
and he named them all from Dave Landry, Johnny Tatina. We lost
Eddie Fresh, deceased, but he was with the Neville Brothers.
Absolutely.
As a result of that job that night.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I would say somewhat.
But I'm biased, but I don't care. Thibodeau musicians don't backseat anybody. You know, you admire John Smith, and he is one of the greats. And I was in North Carolina. We called you in September. You know, I was having lunch with him. I went to a tourism banquet there, and you know, and John was talking.
Do you work for a living? How do you do your what?
And I like to give credit again. You know, you enjoyed playing with him. He said, man, that little cat's too humble. He said, you know, you next to Jimmy George playing, he makes you work. You know, Jimmy's one of the greatest. He ever been
invented
around.
The word mentor, so you could have somebody to help you improve yourself. And
again,
he's one of those individuals.
Gene, I tell you, you know, we've been having a lot of guests on, and the one factor that keeps rising is how humble everybody from Thibodeau is.
That's right.
And Jimmy don't blow his own horn. Don't need to, because when he blows it, it blows.
That's
man.
right.
Well, a lot of fun.
Another gig
you always keep learning.
Another gig you came on Nottoway was Larue's 20th anniversary.
Larue? Yeah.
They did an unplug.
Hey, now.
That was a good night.
They did an
Got James' attention.
They did an unplug.
Good night you had.
Jimmy sat in, John Fred came, Luther Kent.
And,
Hoochie Coochie Man, who's our special guest for the Hall of Fame.
And you televised, you had
we
that
televised it for LPB.
And it's still being played.
It was the,
nationally,
when LPB aired it, it got the highest ratings of any special they'd ever done.
I got to tell you a quick story about that night. My wife says, well, look, don't wear those old shoes. You know, wear something real nice. I said, okay, I'm going to wear my nicest pair of shoes. Do you know when the camera came on, the camera was on my shoes? It's crazy, absolutely. I said, what'd the camera go on my shoes for, you know?
That's a nice shoes.
And Jimmy's been out to Nottoway numerous times with bands for weddings.
Place, Johnny.
You know,
you and Terry, y'all deserve a hand there. Let's give them a hand. Nottoway Plantation. Yeah.
Well, we get y'all there. We feed you, get you right and tight.
Yeah.
You know, because the food fuels the soul, and the soul delivers the sounds.
Yeah.
And you played up at Freeman's that night. We had
and you always bragging about your help, how wonderful they are.
They're the greatest.
Cooks
they're the greatest.
Have with you. And,
They're the greatest. You know, when Mary Johnson, you know, Mommy, Ricky Cookie, you know, Mommy, Ricky Cookie. I mean, it's a dream come true for a chef. Danny knows, you know, in 16 years they've only lost one cook, you know.
Yeah, that don't happen too much.
Yeah.
God, I love them, man. They family, and you know that's why I cut out the yelling crowd.
Yeah, you got to. You got to keep them.
Yeah.
When they show up for work, that's good help.
Jimmy, you know why he's here? So he can keep his help. As long as he's out, he's got it.
We didn't invite him back to Thibodeau. I don't know what he's doing.
Showing up here.
I don't know what he's
Danny
doing.
will tell you, you know, A lot
Talk
of
to his
times,
mama or something. I don't know.
I know.
you know, I'm an executive chef now, and I'm like coaching. So when I get them to the game, you know, kickoff hours, I get out their way. I got to try to get on the floor and go visit all the guests, especially when the waiters come get me. Somebody from Thibodeau's out there,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
And,
you got to go see him.
oh, man, do I have to go visit
that's
and
right.
land yap them. And,
That's
you
right.
know, and it's just a good career.
I got a listener question here. Do you remember the drummer in his box at the old Rebel Club?
Oh,
yeah.
I think that's a relative of yours, huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I told this. Roger used to play along with
With the jukebox.
the
With the
jukebox.
jukebox.
Yeah.
I told
Right.
him if he would have invented the word karaoke, he'd have made $1 million. 'Cause he was doing it 35
I don't know if
years
Guinness
ago.
ever researched this. I think he was the original
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and only ever drummer in the box. And it was good, man.
Good.
Oh, they put him behind a jukebox, and you thought it was live music when you walked in the door.
Yeah,
Ingenious.
sometimes I'd expand my horizons in there with what they used to serve me.
Alcoholic beverages.
Beverages.
Adult beverages.
Adult beverages, yeah.
Well, not to mention the Rebel Club, huh, Johnny? A lot of music. A lot of music. I don't know if I can remember everything that came through there.
Man, a bunch of
I first met Leon Medica there in the 60s. He came with a little three-piece band,
Absolutely.
Smoke.
Yeah.
B.J. Thomas came through.
B.J.
Winter.
Thomas, I remember that.
Johnny Winter.
Johnny Winter.
He was in treatment in New Orleans.
Treatment. Came down to Thibodeau to drink and play music.
Yeah. Well, he was in treatment for some other stuff. But I guess, I don't know. I don't want the
How about the college in?
Oh, Lord sakes.
You spent a lot of nights there,
Can't
wasn't
wait,
it,
can't wait.
huh, Jimmy?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, but you know where it all began? Sid Holiday and the Blue Notes.
Right.
I mean, that's
Oh, yeah.
synonymous with
Yeah.
Thibodeau Rhythm and Blues. Dr. John's first early band, man.
Yeah.
And that's why when we inducted Sidney the first year, Mac was here. His manager got, well, wait, what you mean you're going to Thibodeau? You got to be in California. I'm going to Thibodeau.
He dropped it, right?
And he did.
Yeah.
And we inducted Jimmy last year. But the first year back to that, Sidney's inducted, we had Sid Holiday and the Blue Notes on stage, the originals. First time in probably 40 years.
Yeah.
Uncle Albert
Long
Jacobs, this
time.
year's
Yeah,
inductee.
Al, yeah, Roger.
But y'all play for everything, huh? Every prom and
They were the only
all
show
over
in
the
town.
world.
I
Just
remember
about.
it all.
Yeah,
I
you-
can't remember it all. You know, it's just unbelievable.
One of the
when you
few
think
shows in
about it,
town, anyway.
You know,
And
yeah.
boy, till this day, I travel a lot and backstage all those years that I sang and toured with people. And you mentioned Thibodeau, and you know the Georges?
That's right.
Like, yeah, I do.
Of course, we had a lot of help. My dad bring us up to Baton Rouge with the Louisiana Fire Association, and we played music.
Did y'all take a fire truck?
No, no.
Take that red.
No, but they had a little white trailer. I remember the
Yeah,
little
a
white
little
trailer. they
white
had.
trailer. We painted it black.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, Dr. John loves your daddy, man, the
Yeah.
chief.
Yeah.
He helped him out a few times in situations, he called it. But, you know, yet another Thibodeau legend, you know, your
Yeah.
daddy, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, good parents want you to get out and do things and stick you on a back porch with your instruments and practice and play, and it evolves.
I know you had
it
another
evolves.
fabulous influence. You want to talk about him a little bit?
I wouldn't know who you're talking about.
Thibodeau College.
Oh, Brother Eugene.
Yes, indeed.
How can you not love music when you're in the 4th grade, they put you in the high school band, right? Thibodeau
Fourth
College.
grade.
Oh, 4th grade, you go into the high school
And you were
band.
one of 13 others.
Absolutely. And then you stay there, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yeah.
And so if you don't love music, and if you had any interest in the joy of music, Brother Eugene put it to you, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was
And a lot of people, touched a lot of people.
he could play piano, man.
Yeah, he was a good
And-
musician and drummer.
And if you messed up, he would touch you in another
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Oh, not back in those days. Not in those
I think
days.
Maggio was his pet, huh?
Oh, I could see the chair going backwards right now.
But he tells a story, you know, where we came from, tells us about where we're going to.
Well, you know, nothing's written down musically, Johnny. It just it comes from Brother Eugene, and it travels on. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not doing it for a living, you're doing it for a hobby and for a mission. You know,
Yeah.
preserve music. So many people in Thibodeau do that.
But you do write down. Jimmy's been doing the charts and choreographing the music for the Hall of Fames the last few years.
Oh yeah, it's a
So we'll
pleasure.
do it again this
It's a
year.
pleasure. Time to pass it down to somebody else.
Yeah, we're going to hit the break, I think, and when we come back, we're going to talk about this year's haul.
Yeah, Gene, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Just hold on
So
a
stick
second.
with us. We're coming back with Jimmy George.
We'll be right back. We just got to pay a few bills, hopefully make some money for our sponsors. We'll be back in just a few seconds. So, listeners, don't touch that dial because we got another long way to go yet. Thank you.
Nobody knows Louisiana seafood like Louisiana's own Rouse's. And now that Lent is here, you'll find time-saving, money-saving ideas and suggestions throughout the store. Every afternoon from 4 till 7, we have fresh, hot-boiled seafood right out of the pot. It doesn't get any better or fresher than Rouse's. And don't miss our fabulous Friday seafood extravaganza in all our Tony's Cafe delis during Lent. Great selections like white beans and rice, fried catfish, shrimp fettuccine, and crawfish etouffee. Nobody's cooking like Rouse's. And if you're boiling your own seafood at home, Rouse's has all the seasonings and extras you need. We even have fresh salmon and tuna for the grill. Nobody saves you time and money like Rouse's. And now that Lent is here, we're even more convenient. When it comes to seafood, Louisiana comes to Rouse's. Home to Louisiana's best. Here's Donald Rouse.
Thanks for allowing our South Louisiana family to serve yours.
That than we did last year.
It was fun.
It was magical. It was powerful.
Fun.
It was fun. It turns out
we're going to do it again this year, too.
We're doing it.
I got news for you.
Luther Kent's one of the headliners. We got Brian Lee, a blues.
People come out and hear us. Come out and see the mayor.
We got an ultimate surprise guest that we got a lid on this. Only a few of us know, and it's not going to leak out.
No, we can't tell them. No,
we can't. And, boy, it's hard for me because I can mow the mouth, and I can't sit on my... I didn't tell my wife, and I'm not, you know.
Guys, don't keep the date a secret. Did you set a date yet?
April 12th.
All right.
I'm sorry.
April 12th.
April 12th, and, you know, we're going to get it out through the media and through outlets and stuff. But,
got a call here from Jim Southern. Said you're doing a great job.
Jim.
Somebody you know?
Another
guy your age?
Son and I go way back, man. I met him at the Iron Horse. He was DJing, and he wanted to come to work. I was catering a lot of backstage shows, you know, on the road and big festivals, and sang for years, and Sud came on, and to this day, he's one of the hardest working.
And he's got a big gig he's doing now.
He's executive chef for the Homer Thibodeau, Homer Civic Center.
Yeah. Terrebonne.
He's going to be our guest live from the Rouse's Big Food Show.
Yeah, he's doing great over there.
Love you, Sud. We'll be talking to you, and you and your dad are going to be guests. But now we want to go to a big song, Jimmy, and just thank all the listeners. We're going to be coming back at y'all and telling you more about the format and what we really want y'all to do to be part of it. This show's not about Gene and I.
Mm-mm.
This is about us.
Nope.
Seinfeld and them say it's a show about nothing. Our show's about us.
Us, Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
It's about
Thibodeau, Homer. We're gonna include Homer.
Absolutely.
Jimmy and I were talking about Jack Bunn.
Yeah, I think we can expand out. What I'd also like to tell him, Johnny, before we got to go to break is, let us know, good or bad, what we're doing right. If you're doing something wrong, you'd like to see something improve, we're open. You call us up, you let us know. We'll do what we can because this is your show. And we got the production good. I tell you what, we got excellent sound thanks to Jim Belanger. We got excellent
thank you so much,
here.
KTIB.
What we need now is the right format. And listeners, if you're out there and you want to see this thing
Please,
go,
we want
give
some
us a
input.
call and give us all the input that we can handle, and we'll make it better for you. We got to take a break, pay a few bills. We'll be right back.
Y'all put your hands together for the Boogie Kings one time. The Boogie Kings. We're going to try to do all of your favorite songs tonight. And this is one of my all-time favorites. We used to do this at the Town and Country in Donaldsonville Hotel. And I want to get a groove going right now. You remember how to soul clap?
like that? Oh, that's Ned Theo's girlfriend. She's cool. You want to hear the horns play one more time? Don't you love to hear the horns play? 1, 2. Keep holding on. Never know what time to do. Got to keep a grip on this.
And welcome back to Soul in Your Bowl. What's some good music? I had no idea.
Boogie King.
I thought we had another 15-minute segment. I had no idea the time went by so fast. Here we are.
Yeah, listeners, if y'all want us to go another hour, call up and we'll stay on.
I gotta go.
I don't want this to end, man.
Boy, Jimmy George, Danny Bilala, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank y'all for having me.
Just, like Johnny said, it's not about us. And if you notice, I didn't hardly talk at all. I just enjoyed listening to you guys.
No, it is about us.
Yeah, about us.
Well,
them,
yeah.
Them, what they do for us, whatever.
But, yeah.
Good food, good music, just like we said. This was an idea.
Great food, great music.
Yeah, you're right. This was an idea that came up 2 or 3 months ago. You and I talked after dialogue.
December dialogue.
Linda was good enough to give us a shot. We brought it to fruition. Here
you
it is.
asked me what my current dream was, and here it is, a reality. Thank you, guys. I got to go see Mama right now. She's got some little...
She got something cooked?
She's got something going.
I'm going to follow.
Don't forget about the recipe before we go. It's on www.ktib.com. Give us a call at 447-9006. We'll be happy to read it to you or drop it in the mail to you. I looked at it again. I just had another serving. You got to make it. And if you want to eat it, go to Cafe Milano's and eat it hot, right?
Thanks a lot, Gene. Thank y'all for having me.
Guys, thanks a lot.
It's a pleasure.
Jim,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Johnny, we'll see you next Saturday.
Oh, man, you're going to see me every Saturday.
You got it, big boy. Thank y'all so much. We had a great time.
Thank y'all, listeners, and please be part of this show by getting us some recipes and helping us find the great treasures of South Louisiana, food and music. God bless.
As I come full circle and take it back to my hometown of Thibodeau, I'll leave you this closing thought. We make new friends, keep the old. One is silver, the other, solid gold.
Soul in Your Bowl is a presentation of Oldie 640 KTIB, brought to you by Rouse's Supermarkets, your locally owned grocer. Join us every Saturday from 11 till 12 noon as we take a stroll down memory lane with great cooks and musicians of South Louisiana with Soul in Your Bowl with Johnny Jambalaya Percle on Oldie 640 KTIB.